7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's Gucci, fam? This Que Bola, the podcast for creative entrepreneurs who want to understand the individuals winning in the creative industry and want to learn how to attain success in their own pursuits. My name is Darren Figueroa, and my mission is to help you, the creative entrepreneur, find the roadmap to grow and succeed in your own endeavors. We share stories, insights, and tips from established and emerging creative entrepreneurs so you can attain success in your own pursuits. Today, we have an exciting episode featuring talented filmmaker Michael Garcia. Join us as we dive into his journey from a passionate young artist to a successful director in the music video industry. Michael shares his insights on creativity, the challenges of filmmaking, and how to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of content creation. Grab your headphones and get ready for an inspiring conversation. Let's get into it, all right? Listo. We're on another episode of the Que Bola podcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Today, we have special guest, Mr. Michael Garcia. Thank you so much, Michael, for giving us some of your time, chopping it up with me, letting me know how it's popping off in your world.
Let me thank you, because you don't have me wearing headphones. Because I always do podcasts, and they have me wearing headphones, but you're like 4 feet away from me. Like, I don't need the fucking headphones. Thank you, bro.
I appreciate that. I know that it's, it kind of like, I feel like when you put the headphones on, it separates you from the person, the guest. Yeah. Like, you're right here. I don't need to hear you through this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not in love with my own voice, so I don't have to hear myself, dog. It's cool.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. So a minute ago, you were just telling me that you don't take yourself too serious, right?
No, absolutely not. No.
All right, that's what's up, man. Do you feel that that's like a guiding philosophy of yours?
Well, yeah, I mean, I like to have fun, bro. Like, the second you start taking yourself too serious as an artist, I feel like you'll lose your edge as an artist. You know, like, I like to be a little chaotic, a little crazy, a little on the edge. I got in this business to have fun first because I really love what I do. Yeah. And the second I don't love what I do, I'll just find something else that I love and go do that. You know, because if I'm not having fun in the process of creating, what the fuck am I creating for?
Yeah, that's a good way to, like, go about it. Like, but how about in the beginnings when you're like broke, you know what I'm saying? And there's no bread and it's like, it's hard for you to find the clients and all of that. What is it that was driving you then? That was like having you, I don't know, was giving you the motivation to keep going as a filmmaker?
I just think the passion that I had for film, like I knew I wanted to do it. Okay. You know, like I could relate all my earliest memories to film and music videos. Okay. You know, like I remember 5 years old, my mom I'm old as shit now, but like 5 years old, my mom keeping me home to watch Michael Jackson Thriller. Okay. You know, and watching like her face freak out. Or, you know, my first movie theater experience is Purple Rain. So I always say like Purple Rain's the best, worst movie ever made.
Worst movie?
Yeah, because it's not a great movie, but it's fucking awesome. You know
it's great visually.
I don't know, man. I just saw it in theaters. It's not that dope. But Prince is amazing in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my mom taking me to the theater at like 7 or whenever that movie came out, and not knowing that Apollonia's boobs were going to come out and all that. She's trying to cover my eyes, but she wouldn't leave because she just loved Prince. Yeah. So I was like, I just want to make people feel like that. You know, like I want to make people feel this way. And I feel like you can really make a statement on society. You can make your own personal opinionated pieces, or you could just control somebody's emotions through the visual art form. You know, so that's what really drove me. You know, like when I was a kid, you know, just turning 18, broke as fuck, back to your point, like, I got a credit card. That was, like, the worst mistake because I realized that Best Buy had a 30-day return window. Yeah. So I would just go buy a camera, shoot a video, and then take the camera back with, like, the tape feed pulled out, like, the camera broke. It doesn't work, so I want to get my money back. Yeah. And I would buy and return cameras left and right just to get my projects done. But that's how I would do it. I was always hustling. I was always grinding. I was always trying to get my shit out. When I started really doing music videos for local rappers and local bands, I mean, half the times I was losing money, bro, because the bands were broke too.
So like, what would carry you through it?
Just a blind sense of belief in myself that I could do this and turn this into a business. You know, when you're young, you think you could do anything. And so you're just like, you're caught up.
Hubris.
You're caught up in that world where like, I could do this shit. I just got to pay my dues and I got to pay my dues and I got to pay my dues. And those dues get really big.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you keep paying them and eventually one pays off, you know, if you're lucky. It's like a prize fighter going homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like before he gets the big fight.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same shit. It applies the same way in every business, bro.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. I mean, yeah, it's hard for well, you were just talking to me. I seen this meme where it's like, "Don't give up," and there's like a diamond at the end. And some dude is like chiseling and shit, and he's about to give up, and the diamond's right there. But it's while you're in the middle chiseling, it's really hard to like keep the eye on the prize. Like there has to be that motivation. There has to be something that's pushing you beyond, right? And yeah, it's hard though. It's hard.
I mean, look, of all the projects I've done, right?
Yeah.
And like the Machine Gun Kelly video, you know, like getting a VMA for that, right?
Yeah.
Like the video is cool, but like the people I met in the process of making that video and the memories I developed in the process of creating that piece of art is what I take with me more than the actual finished product. So a lot of it is like, yo, I've been to Peru filming. I've been to Cuba filming. I've been to Haiti filming. I'm going to Antigua in 3 weeks to shoot a project.
Nice.
Like I've traveled. I've shot in LA. I've shot in New York. I've been able to travel and meet people and develop friendships and have crazy experiences. My first feature film was in Arkansas. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Arkansas. If you would have told me my first feature film was going to be in Arkansas as a 20-year-old, I would have laughed in your face.
Yeah.
You know, but that's where it was. And I met some of the greatest people on earth in Arkansas. Shit, for a second, I was considering moving there.
Damn,
you know,
like that?
I really liked it. You know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
But then you come back to Miami and you realize, hey,
Yeah,
I
you're like,
belong here.
damn.
they don't got Cuban coffee in Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? But
You realize, damn, there's no culture. There's not that much culture out there.
But I've had some of the best experiences in my life.
Yeah.
You know, even
Through filmmaking.
Through filmmaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, dude. Like I've been around some of the biggest stars in the world, and I've met some really great people, and I have experiences that no one will ever have, and no one can ever take from me. Whether the video came out good or not, to me, is inconsequential.
Yeah.
You know?
So walk me through like the technical aspect of actually getting it done, right? Like when you get a project, is somebody reaching out to you? Do you guys pitch for projects? Do you get your team together and they're looking for projects? How does that work for you?
Well, you want me to start you from the beginning?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So when I'm first doing my local rap videos and everything, I
Yeah.
was a production assistant on set.
Okay.
And I would be on sets with Gil Green, who's a phenomenal, and became one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
And I'll be on set with him all the time. I was on set with Alan Hughes, Michael Bay, David Gordon Green. I mean, you name it, I've picked up trash for these guys.
Yeah.
You know, and I was that one like kid that was just like, while everybody was fucking off in the truck smoking, I can curse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, while everybody's fucking off in the truck smoking weed and like, because it's easy to get missing on the set.
Yeah.
And just get your 200
Yeah,
bucks.
it's a big ass
world,
lot.
you know?
Yeah.
But I would just be right behind the monitor and just listening to these fools, you know, and just trying to like, it was my film school. You know, and I was like just packing up anything I could do, and I was just trying to get like, how can I drive the director? I want to pick up the director from the airport and drive the director and producer, because they were having internal conversations in those vans that you're not privy to on set. By the time you get on set, that's already planned out.
Yeah.
So while the director's having all his pre-pro meetings, I'm just in the back waiting to get him coffee, you know, just but I'm listening, I'm eyeing everybody.
Like BTSing the whole thing.
Yeah, my brain. I was
In the behind the scenes. You're behind the scenes.
Yeah,
You
and I would go off on my
BTS.
phone, or like I had a little notepad and I would just take notes like wide shot, extreme wide shot, Dutch angle, and I was like learning all the terminology.
Yeah.
And then the whole time I'm showing people like these little local rap videos that kind of sucked and but I was trying, you know, and I had no money, and Gil was noticing, and Gil called me one day and was like, yo, Kodak Black's gonna do this video called Tunnel Vision. They want me to do it, but I can't. Do you want to do it? I could put you down. So I was like, all right, so that's how I got noticed.
Yeah.
It was my hustle that got me noticed, not my talent. You know, like Gil knew I really wanted it. You know, like I was on set 14, 15 hours a day, never complaining, 20 hours a day, never getting off set. Like if I had to get off set, it was to sleep or be with my kid. That was it. My kid was like 2 or 3 at the time. So when I got Tunnel Vision, it was like this big happy accident. You know, like I wrote on it and I didn't understand anything Kodak Black was saying at all. You know what I'm saying?
What? Time out. So you're listening to the song, you're trying to visualize the story that you want to tell, but you don't understand anything Kodak's saying?
Nah, it was the inception of mumble rap. You know what I'm saying? And I come from like Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang,
Yes,
Nas,
I feel you.
You know, so I'm like, I'm
Like
usually
they
people,
enunciate every vowel and shit.
yeah, like I'm just, I got you stuck off the realness. I'm waiting for that to happen, and all I'm hearing is like, and I'm like, the hell's this guy talking about? Right? So I'm like, yo. So he says, in the song, he says, I told you N-words, I was going to be that N-word. That's the only thing I got.
Yeah.
But kind of. because I thought he said, I told you N-words, I wasn't going to be your N-word because he mumbles.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this song must be about racism. Right? Oh, now I get it. Cool. So I wrote Kodak Black standing in front of Ku Klux Klan members being lynched from burning crosses, and it was this whole flip on racism, and the Trump first election was happening, and the whole country's like blowing up and polarized against each other. So I was like, well, this is timely. So I'm just like writing this treatment, and I even wrote, because I didn't know anything about Kodak. So I was like, yo, I think it'd be really great to make a statement through mumble rap where no one understands what they're saying. I wrote it in the concept, and the label thought it was genius.
Yeah.
You know, so they were like, yeah, it's great. Can you shoot Friday? And I was like, all right. So they handed me like 10 racks, which to me at the time was like
a crazy
it
budget.
was like $1 million. I had no idea. I was used to doing videos for like $400, bro.
Yeah,
So I was like,
hit the lottery.
I was like, what? 10 grand? And then, you're like, yeah, I got it. Cool. So we didn't know how to burn wood. We didn't, like, I've never built crosses and burnt them. I'm not part of the KKK.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
yeah.
So I go to Home Depot and buy a bunch of wood and shit. And my boy puts them up. He builds the crosses, and we put them up, and we stick them in the ground. And I didn't realize that Home Depot sells treated wood, so the shit don't burn.
Dang.
So now we're freaking out because we're in Homestead. Like, they were not next to anything, and it's in the middle of the night. So we grabbed a bunch of palm tree leaves. We wrapped it, got some diesel fuel, and then the shit went up.
Yeah.
Like up, to the point that we only got one take because the crosses cracked and fell on top of them. Well,
because they like lit up so fast?
They lit up. It was diesel fuel, bro. It went up like gone in 60 seconds. So we got that one take that you see. That's why there's no close-ups or anything. It was we just kept spraying and praying. That's our term in camera world. We're just shooting just to get content.
Yeah.
We cut it together. Shout out to Jokes, who was an assistant editor on that. And then Jokes saw him do this dance, and I was like, yo, I don't even know what this dance is. And he was like, you got to put the dance in because these kids walked by and they saw Kodak doing that dance online and it's going to be big. So we put the dance in. I turned it into a label. I'm thinking this video is just over and done with. And the video the next day, I'm starting to get phone calls. I have no idea. It did 4 million hits overnight.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. Right there, every record label in the world now is calling me. Because they'll find you. Like, if they need you, they're going to find you. The labels will find you. So from there, it became... My man Joe Boyd at Atlantic Records is calling me, and my first arrogant mistake happens. He goes, yo, I got this new female rapper. She's coming out with this record, and I want you to do it. The budget's 15 G's. But now I think I'm hot shit. So I'm like, 15 G's? Psst, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. I need more money. All right, cool. It was Cardi B.
Damn.
That was a big fuck up.
Yeah, yeah.
So you learn real quick. Like, yo, don't sleep on nobody. So, but yeah, from there, it becomes the labels, once they get to know you and they can trust you, they start reaching out. They'll send you the music. I'm hearing music that's way out from being released. So it's very like it's coded. It'll have the music stamps on it that it's like, oh, from Republic Records, or it'll even say your name on it, so it knows if it's leaked, they know it's you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't play around.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you like 72 hours if you're lucky, maybe a week if you're like in heaven, to come up with a concept.
To come up with a concept and like locations and everything?
No, just the concept.
Oh, okay, so just the concept.
So what they're
portion.
asking you to do is pitch.
Okay.
So it's not like you just got the job. So there's a single bid and then there's a bid. So I get bids. I was getting bids at the time, which means I was writing against other directors. Now when they'll get a pool of 10 directors and they all pitch their ideas. Sometimes the labels will be like, hey, we're thinking this for this song, or we have a whole promotional campaign coming out, and we're going to do something around elephants. So there needs to be elephants in the video. What's your take? That's a poor example, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there needs to be elephants in the video. Make your take on that. Or we're going to do a circus theme for the album. Or like Machine Gun Kelly, Bloody Valentine, the whole concept for that release was pink. Like, he was going to wear a lot of pink. That's why every prop in the video is pink. Like the tape on his mouth, the hair dryer, there's a lot of, the electricity's
everything,
pink. Yeah. That's why, because that whole rollout was pink. And then there's a single bid, which I was getting also around Kodak, because at that point I was like hot shit, you know. So now artists just wanted to work with me, and when you get a hit video, that'll happen, you know. So Machine Gun Kelly, I got single bids. Kodak Black, you get single bids. Then every video is not a hit video, right? So like you'll get videos that work, but they're not always a hit. So once you cool off a little bit, now you're back in regular bid world, and you're bidding against other people trying to get the video.
What do you think are the elements to a hit video?
Oh man, first and foremost, the artist has to look cool.
What do you mean? Like it's on the artist to look cool, or you as a director have to make the artist?
Yeah, you have to make that guy look cool.
You have to make them look cool.
And that could be through fashion, wardrobe, set design, lighting, set design, shots. There could be a technique.
I mean, the word cool itself is...
Well, look, okay.
I know what cool is.
I'll give you an example,
You know what
right?
cool is, but...
Bring the Pain.
Yeah.
What was Method Man doing in Bring the Pain? What did he have on?
He was in black, and it was like in black and white. And
But
he was
he
like...
had the gold fangs.
Gold,
Remember the gold fangs that he came out like, shit, that's Diane Martell. She put him in those gold fangs. You know, so... And then he had the clear, like, eye drop.
Yeah.
So what happens after that? Everybody started rocking gold fangs, and they started getting the pupilless contacts and shit.
Contacts,
Kurt Cobain, you know, he had that weird sweater in Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah,
you can go back on Michael Jackson's jacket. People still buy Michael Jackson's jacket from Thriller, you know? So when you can make an artist look cool and iconic, game over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You've won. No, where people mess up a lot of music videos, and unless the artist directly wants to do this, don't do it, is they want to make a little short film out of the music video. That is a really big mistake unless the artist is like a Michael Jackson and can pull that off. You know what I'm saying?
But they all want that.
Not necessarily. Some artists just want to swag out. I mean, like, there's different levels of artistry, right? Like, you can shoot Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is going to show up. Like, I've shot Busta Rhymes multiple. He's going to show up. He's going to get busy. He's going to give you the whole day. He's not going to leave. He's going to light the camera up. And then there's the other side of the game where the new artists, they don't necessarily want to be on set, bro.
Why? What do you mean?
Because to them, it's a waste of time. They could release a TikTok and get the same love. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how video killed the radio star? TikTok is slowly killing the video star.
You feel that way?
Yeah, for sure. I see it all the time.
But but can't you change the genre for TikTok?
What do you mean?
Like a 1 minute video.
I mean, not me alone. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't mean you alone. I mean,
I think the thing is you got to change the mentality of the artist before changing TikTok. So artists,
not TikTok, but just the way what a music video is altogether to another is like changing it to the medium, right? So like MTV busted out with music videos. Before that was like a crazy concept, right? So you applied it to that medium. Had music videos come out on the theaters, they would be a completely different thing at this current point.
Yeah.
So now the medium is TikTok and short-term video content. So I feel like wouldn't it have to adjust to that to make something new out, like something new?
Well, yeah, you want to get the meme-worthy moment.
Yes, meme-worthy, I guess.
You want to get the meme-worthy moment. You want to get, like, Tyler the Creator just put out a dope-ass video yesterday.
Tyler Perry?
Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not Tyler Perry. If Tyler Perry put out a video, I would love to know what it looked like.
I was like, what? Talk about, dog?
Yeah,
Madea doing music?
Yeah, what? But it's like, Kendrick Lamar, All Right. Like, that's a dope, like, video, but there's shots in it that are so iconic, like him standing on top of the light pole, and he's just rapping, pop, pop. You want to get those moments that'll live on 30 seconds that then directs the audience to go, I want to see more.
I want to see the rest of it.
I want to see the rest of this. Yeah, and that's the tricky part because once again, it's making Kendrick look cool. And then when you see the rest of it, he makes the statement through the video, and that whole video is about police brutality and, all those other things and gentrification and the hood. And that video has a very deep message to it. But it's getting you there. It's converting you. It's kind of like when you watch a movie. A lot of studios now, there's a term in the studio world called the secondary screen. The reason a lot of movies are so dumbed down is because they don't want to overcomplicate screenplays because they know 50% of the audience has their phone out and they're scrolling. So they want to make sure that the audience can pay attention to the secondary screen, which is their phone, while watching the movie and not lose pace. So,
damn,
yeah.
But that sucks for somebody who's actually devoting time to watching a movie. You're watching a watered down version of what that movie could be.
Correct, yeah. But not all films are like that. You got artists that really hold their ground. And when you go to their movies and experience, and you got to just hold your ground. You got to know what you want as an artist. Like there's people that get in this business and they just want the fame, the fortune, the glory. And then there's other people that just really live to create. I live to create.
Yeah.
So I don't see myself dumbing down content for a secondary screen. Not what I write. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. If you got a nice check and you got a terrible script, I might do the movie because
you got that big old bankroll. I'm down.
Yeah, hey man, I'm not stupid either.
That's funny, bro. But it's true. But how I feel like artistry now with the advent of AI also and a lot of these technologies, creativity is bound to change, right? The way creativity is brought to the masses is also bound to change. Even from the current form of TikTok, I feel like it's gonna turn into something even more like message. I don't know how to describe it, but it would be like, because the things they're trying to get your snip. It's all about attention right now. I feel like we're in an attention marketplace.
Yeah.
So they're trying to capture your attention for a brief second at least. So they're doing everything possible. So the other day I was watching this movie, Idiocracy.
Oh, great movie. Predicted Crocs.
Beautiful movie. Yeah, Predicted Crocs.
Yeah.
But in the movie, I have seen this movie probably like 10 times. But this time I wanted to see it a little analytically. Like, okay, this is a future projection of what we're supposed to be like if we're some
Hit it
super
right
dumb.
on the head, too.
It hit it on the head. So I stopped frame by frame this one portion of the movie where the guy's lawyer, I forgot his name, he's watching television. And his television was like in the middle, it was like some dude getting kicked in the nuts, right? But all around, it was like gifts and like almost like internet, like porny type of like advertising.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel like we're heading slowly into something like that where everybody's trying to capture your attention, so they're doing the most visually, right? Colors and like nothing is stagnant. Everything is like continuously moving. So it's like a lot of bombardment of noise.
Yeah. Sensory overload.
Sensory overload.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's we're heading in that direction.
It's already happening. I mean, if you think about like when you watch the NFL, I'm a big NFL guy.
Yeah.
Right? So I watch a lot of NFL. There'll be like a barcode or a scan code on the screen that you could just scan real quick as the game is going on. If you scan it, it takes you to a betting app. And then when you're in the betting app, now you're on the secondary screen betting on the game that you're watching. So it's in real time that, Prime's cut a deal. If Prime's doing the game, Prime's cut a deal with a sports betting app. You scan that. Now you're over at DraftKings or whoever it is, and now you're betting, and Prime's getting a cut because you scanned their barcode, from Prime's app. So
I mean, it makes sense because they know you have the secondary screen. So they're like, we might as well make money off of it.
they know everything about you, bro. You know why Netflix gives you so much content for free? Like, do you really think Netflix is doing all this out of the goodness of their heart so you could just watch 1,000 movies a week for new movies a week too? Like, they're dropping content constantly. It's the data sharing game, dude. It's like a real estate block. If you understand real estate, intellectual property works the same way. If I know that the majority of men in Miami aged 25 to 35 are watching action, sports, or XYZ kind of content, I can now sell that data to advertisers so they can advertise in men in Miami 25 to 35 for sports apparel. They can advertise guns to them. They can advertise, whatever it is that they could sell now because they're selling the data, because you can tell a lot about a person by the content that they consume.
Man, dude, that's like, so that's inside baseball.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
Same shit about Instagram, dude. Like, Instagram knows your feed. Instagram, I used to know somebody that worked over there, which I'm not going to shout them out because I don't want to fuck their name up, but they know, even you could not just hit like and comment. They know how long you hover over a photo.
So even if you don't comment or anything, they know how long you
are hovering over it,
looking at that content, basically.
Yeah, so like if you like big booty girls, but you can't hit like because your girl,
they know that you like that.
They know you like that. Your algorithm's going to change just by stopping on that photo.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That is so wild. I mean, I completely, I feel that.
They know if you zoom in on it, they know everything, bro. They know what got your interest without you hitting like or commenting, for sure. Or sharing.
That's crazy, dog.
Ain't nobody safe, dog.
That's intense. That makes me want to like get my phone and dip it in bleach.
Yeah, dog, it's gross.
Yo, but so that's inside baseball. That's the other side of content creation, right? That's the business side of content creation.
But that's not new. Check it out. I'm going to blow your head.
Okay.
In the 50s, what did actors do a lot? They used to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Right? That wasn't by accident. So acting...
Product placement.
It's product placement, of course, because actors didn't know what to do with their hands. And filmmaking was still a relatively new medium because sound had just come in around the 30s or the 20s. They were just starting to get the sound going.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting into color, still kind of black and white. Hollywood wasn't making the money that it was 20 years ago or
Yeah.
even today. So how do you pay for these movies? Well, enter Lucky Strike or Philip Morris or whatever, Marlboro or whatever, to come in and say, hey, have your actor smoke our cigarettes, we'll give you $1 million. So now you got James Dean smoking a cigarette, looking cool as shit, right? As long as he's holding the cigarette. It can't just be anybody. It's got to
Yeah.
be the guy, Jimmy Stewart, James Dean. You name insert famous actor from that time period here.
Yeah.
You know, put a cigarette in that guy's hand, make him look cool, give me some good shots, and then it's called organic product placement. Don't ever have him hold the box and do that. Like, don't ever have him hold the box right to the lens, but make sure that the logo is facing forward when it's sitting on the desk next to him.
I mean, it's kind of crazy now that you're talking about that, because that makes me think of that movie with Keanu Reeves where he likes killing everybody.
John Wick?
Yeah, and yeah,
John Wick?
John Wick. And there's like nothing but guns in there. That's probably like all guns advertisement. Like,
Yeah,
it makes
but-
people want to go buy guns and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's guns out because they don't call out the names of the guns. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
No, they
the
do
point.
actually.
Oh, they do. Oh, there
like
you
in
go.
the game, like
Yeah.
not in the game, in the movie, they'll be like, "Oh, you want the X whatever type of weapon?" You know what I'm saying? They'll say it by the name.
It goes down. Listen, it goes down to watches. There's a whole watch market of people that just collect watches that were in feature films. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Tom Cruise wore this in Mission Impossible. James Bond wore this watch. You know, how many times have you heard a guy go, "Yo, I bought this Aston Martin because it's the Aston Martin DB7 that James Bond drove." Like, they always want to do, like, they always want to pick. So people, bro, watch The Walking Dead. The world has ended, but that Jeep, you know, Chrysler,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
That Jeep is rolling up. It looked like it just went through a car
You know
wash.
what's crazy? The other day I saw a commercial for a certain type of Jeep, Jurassic Park Jeep.
Yeah.
I was like, hold up, my dog.
Yeah.
There's a car that's actually a Jurassic Park car?
Yo, my boy Eddie drives a Jeep Wrangler to this day because of Jurassic Park, because he loves Jurassic Park.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, content leaves a big mark on your life, bro.
It influences everything
it
around
does.
us. Like, it
It
influences how
does.
you dress. Bro, my daughter is 17. She loves Clueless from the 90s, so it never gets old. Like, I've seen 17-year-old kids, 18-year-old kids dressing like Lisa Silverstone on Halloween.
Still,
To this day.
Yeah.
You know, like, you still see kids to this day that don't know, they know everything about Michael Jackson. He's been dead almost 15 years.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So-
His staying power has been wild.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne just died.
Yeah, yeah,
you
rest in peace,
yeah,
Ozzy.
Yeah, so...
Man, it's crazy. I mean, the way that the media landscape is shaping up right now, I do feel that we're bound for like a change. But how do you navigate the backside of the media lands? Like, I understand the passion that you have for filmmaking and being on set and actually, but how do you navigate that other side? Do you like, is there something that you have to know prior to like you sitting down and cutting a contract or something like that?
No, I mean, I think it's a matter of just staying informed and learning. Like you know, a lot of filmmakers, I'm scared of AI. I'm scared of AI. Like, I'm not. Like, because it's here. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't change it. So am I going to make AI stop me from being a filmmaker? No, I think that there's going to be, I don't know this for sure, but my vision for AI will be that there will be a genre of AI-generated films in the very near future. You know, just like there's a genre of animation. Like, I can see that happening. Do I see AI replacing filmmaking in general? No, because I think that as human beings, we always have a hunger for human-created art. Now, with that said, I come from a very DIY mentality of I used to do all my music videos myself. So I think that like I would come out with a camera and I would shoot. And I
Oh,
would
okay,
light
you were
and-
the DP, yeah.
I was everything, you know, when
Yeah.
I first started, because I didn't have the money to pay anybody.
Yeah.
Filmmakers that don't know how to operate on a micro scale, they might be in trouble. Because I feel like there will be jobs slashed, you know, like in the future. You know, like, okay, cool, but I can operate off 4 guys on a set, and
Yes.
I'm comfortable that way. Sometimes I even move faster.
Yeah.
You know, because I think the one thing that people forget, especially in a film, is that the one driving force of a film is the screenplay.
The screenplay?
It's the first and foremost driving force of a film. If your story sucks, it doesn't matter how good your movie looks.
Or how much SFX you put in it or anything.
You can have a Ferrari with a Honda Civic engine, bro. Like, it's cool, but it ain't got no drive. It looks great, but it has no drive. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yeah.
So I think that there's a world where AI will have its own genre. I think that it's nothing to be scared of, but I think we need to learn it because, you know, what was that great quote in politics? If you don't turn yourself on to politics, politics will turn on you. Same goes for technology, bro. Like, if you don't turn on to technology, technology's going to turn on you. My father's old school. He never wanted to learn the internet, bro. He's having a rough time
Yeah.
trying to get by without knowing the internet now.
Yeah.
Motherfucker doesn't know how to use Gmail. Doesn't know how to send an email. Imagine living in that world. You know, he stayed stuck in the 80s. You know, so I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to just evolve with the tech, see how the tech could benefit me. It's already benefited me in ways of, you know, when I write a pitch and I got to create a pitch deck and have to put like a mood board together with images. And, bro, I used to spend days Googling stuff and researching photographers and this and that. Like, I could just generate the image I want now, bro.
Yeah. Like, you could get what you have in your head
To
right
the
out.
exact, to my exact specifications. You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's going to catalyze the people who know how to use it properly. And unfortunately, the people who don't are really going to, they are going to be left to the wayside.
Don't get me wrong, by the way, because before I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this.
Yeah.
I don't love AI.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of AI. Like, yo, I
No,
saw...
but it's the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, I saw Terminator 2, bro. Like, I know where this goes. It's not good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, like, the guy just remade a dire wolf the other day, like, brought it back to life. It's like, yeah, I saw Jurassic Park, homie. This doesn't go well. You know, so it's like, but it's here. So, like, I either learn how to use it or have the gun fired on me, dog.
Yeah, no, I feel that, bro. I feel that 100%. It's wild, bro. Like, the whole content creation game is fun. I feel like South Florida's not the hot spot for it, right? It's not a hotbed for it, but there's a lot of video filmmakers and things like that out here.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, how do you feel? What do you feel has been like something that like hold back Miami as a hotbed for filmmaking, right? You see other cities like Atlanta blew up and has studios everywhere.
Okay,
Obviously, LA, you know.
It's called the tax incentive. So you remember in the 80s, Miami had Miami Vice. There was a bunch of projects coming down here. There was TV shows left and right getting filmed down here. And then, without being political, there was a person in power, you know what I'm saying, that took away the tax incentive. What a tax incentive does is, say you got, I'll just give you a random number, $10 million. Okay, cool. And you're gonna make a movie here in Miami, no doubt. I'm gonna give you a 20% tax incentive for shooting here. So basically, it's incentivizing you as a business owner, because a feature film is basically a business. You know, they incorporate the film. So, you know, The Matrix LLC, you know, or Scarface LLC, that's the business. That's the business. It's paying everybody. That's the business doing everything, you know. So that business comes down here and gets a 20% tax credit for shooting in Miami. Why? Because by shooting here, you're bringing a lot of business to the restaurants. You're bringing a lot of business to the hotels. You're bringing business in general to the entire city. You know, you're bringing major stars down here that are now, you know, advertising that they're shooting in Miami. Miami could, as a backdrop to your film, can advertise that we are the location of this movie, blah, 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 blah. When they took that away, Atlanta introduced it. And Atlanta went, whoop.
Yeah, they went all in.
Yeah, now Miami's bringing it back now.
Man, I mean, hopefully.
No, they just brought it back. Yeah,
They did?
Yeah, but you got to spend like $5 million.
$5 million and above, you get incentivized.
You get incentivized now, yeah.
I mean, that's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but like there's like when I shot my movie in Arkansas, you can spend $100 and get incentivized. Don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, and then,
I mean, yeah, Arkansas needs a lot of help, dog, to get people out there. Though.
Yeah, and it depends on the credit, right? Like how much you're getting too, because like there's places like I think it's now Utah is getting in the game. So a lot of people are moving to Utah. It's like 40% incentive, bro. 40%.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like,
that's almost half of your
half
budget.
your budget just for going there. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's crazy. Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah. What is it? What is it that you feel that drove you in South Florida to music videos first? Was it like that was the only thing that you had as an outlet to create films, or was it that you were like surrounded by musicians? What was that?
I was a musician myself.
Oh, okay.
I was a rapper, and it was so I used to be a rapper, and I was with Crazy Hood, and which is still my crew.
Yeah.
You know, but somebody had to make the videos.
So it was just because somebody had to make a videos, you took that.
I just took it on because I already loved videos so much, and I'm like an encyclopedia when it comes to music videos. Like especially up to like 5 years ago, like there's very few music videos that are good that I haven't seen. You know, like I have DVDs on directors of music videos. Like I've really studied the art form. I'm an MTV kid.
Yeah.
I grew up in MTV. Like I would just be that kid sitting home, you know, smoking weed, watching MTV, high as shit, watching Yo MTV Raps or Headbangers Ball or, you know, whatever. That's what I was doing at my high school. Like it drove my high school, you know, so my whole high school experience. So when I picked up the camera, I had a natural like, what's the word I'm looking for? I just attracted myself to it naturally. And as a rapper myself, I wanted to be one of the first guys in the streets of Miami with his own independent videos.
Yeah.
So I would get the camera and have my boy hold it and be like, yo, stay low and tilt up. And then I have to get the camera back, look at the shot. No, you fucked it up, man. No, you got to be over here. And
You're directing him.
I was directing him, but he has no idea what the hell he's doing because he's just a guy that I know that smokes weed that hangs with me, dude. You know what I'm saying?
He's just a body.
Yeah, you're just a guy. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what. And then we were the first cats with a website. Back then, there was no YouTube, so we had a website, and we would put the videos up on the website, and it costed a shit ton of money because we would have to house it on the website.
Yeah, you had to store it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. The whole entire being a rapper part makes you also gives you the opportunity that you were looking for. When you're okay, so then that's music videos. What are like the differences that you have to be aware of when you're gonna head into filmmaking for like a documentary or for like a feature film? What are those like key points that you're like, okay, music videos, I know how to do it in this is the way you do it, right? Make the artist look cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Everything else builds around that.
Correct.
How does it work with the documentaries? How does it work with the feature films?
Well, feature films and TV, the first thing is that you have to have, film is all about arc. So what is a character learning, in that journey? In 2 hours, can I hook you and can I make you care about this person? Why am I investing in this person? Why am I investing in this story? So
screenplay first, heavy.
All day, every day, no matter what, it's the screenplay first. TV's all about characters. Like Breaking Bad, Walter White. Game of Thrones, Jon Snow. Like the second you bring up a TV show, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna bring up the main character first. Like, you ever seen Breaking Bad? What? Walter White? Like you immediately go to the character. TV's built around characters, and they have to be cool characters that because you're asking a person a lot. Like it's 10 hours or 10 episodes of their time to invest in this. Why do I care enough to do this?
I ask myself that a lot before I start any show.
Yeah, do I really give a shit about this?
Do I really give a shit about this? Am I gonna really watch 10 episodes of this right now? Because if not, I'll just put music videos, or I'll do a movie. Yeah, that's like quick.
Yeah, like look, I have arguments around this all the time, but I think like the best blockbuster film ever made, regardless of opinion, is Titanic.
Titanic?
Believe it or not, yeah, because Titanic is one of those movies that they took a simple concept of, we know the ship sinks. Like you walk into
you already know what,
you already know what's gonna happen. This ship's going down, right? But to develop a love story about that's like one of the greatest love stories ever told.
Yeah.
And then tell that.
They wrapped it around the Titanic.
They wrap it around the Titanic.
Yeah.
And then you look at Titanic as just a cinematic masterpiece it's a huge movie. Even by today's standards, that movie's massive. Yeah. Dog. I mean, they rebuilt the fucking boat.
Yeah.
To the T. Like everybody that talks in that movie that's outside of the world of Jack and Rose and their families was actually on that boat. People don't know that. Like the guys that the shipmates. The overweight lady that was like kind of Rose's friend. Yeah. She was really on that boat. Like that's a real story. She really lived. You know what I'm saying? Like the captain, all those guys were real. The violin, the guy who plays the violin at the end, like that really happened.
Yeah,
so like it's super historically accurate. And then you added a fake story into that. You're just like, it's kind of fucking genius, right?
Yeah, it is.
Or you got a story like The Matrix, which is like bonkers at the time. It's like, whoa, blows your head off. Or Terminator 2, which is even more prevalent now. But you got to just kind of like really dive into these worlds and create these worlds. Like Star Wars. Star Wars is World War II in space, bro. Like if you really break it down, like
World War II in space.
Yo, look at the dark side. They're dressed like Nazis, dog. Like
that's hilarious. I never thought about that.
It's World War II in space.
Yeah,
bro. That's what it is.
Damn, I love Star Wars too, dog.
Star Wars is fresh, dude.
Yeah, that's my joint right there.
You ever seen the generals? They look like Nazis, dog.
They kind of do. Yeah, you're not even bullshitting.
Yeah, bro.
I've been seeing the new one. What's the name of it? With
Andor.
Andor.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't ruin it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, but yeah, man. I guess like the whole entire world of TV is really based around characters. But so when you go to shoot a documentary,
that's different.
Yeah, how do you do that? Because that's not like character based. That's like story based,
story
right?
based. Yeah, you got to find what's so interestingly nuanced, right? Like that you can watch I like a lot of true crime docs. Actually, probably sick.
Okay.
Yeah, like I watch a lot of true crime docs. what makes me really want to dive into what's so interesting about this murder, God rest the dead, whoever it was about.
Yeah.
But what's so interesting and different about this murder and the way it done, that it deserves 2 hours of my time to take this deep of a dive. You know, there's a lot of serial killers, but they're not always like that interesting to study. You know, like Jeffrey Dahmer was a very interesting case.
Why? Because he ate the people and shit?
Because he ate the people, you know, his...
he looked so passive, like a little
and really what he just wanted to do was be loved, but he didn't know how to handle the love, so he would just kill the love off. You know, if you really go into, like, his world and how his dad kind of shunned him and he never felt love from his family. You know, the Night Stalker breaks all the rules of serial killers because he doesn't have a type, you know, so he's killing old people, young people, didn't matter. He was just killing for the sport. So... You know, I think like the best true crime doc I've ever seen is Don't Fuck with Cats. I don't know if you've ever seen that doc, but
I think I've seen it.
no, it's amazing, dog. It's incredible because it's about. See, look, that was about a guy that was like really wanting to be famous, and he became like a serial killer, but and he kept killing cats on the internet.
That's the guy who was in Toronto?
Yeah, but he goes all over the world.
But he goes all over. Yeah, I did see that.
And he was like torturing cats on the internet.
Yeah, I do remember.
But people didn't know that guy was actually a murderer.
Yeah.
Right? And the cops were like, yo, bro, like the guy killed somebody in Toronto, but now he's in Germany. There's nothing I can really do. He killed a cat. He killed a cat, like big deal. I can't do anything about it. So it was like these one guy and one girl that met on Facebook.
And broke it down.
And like really dove into this dude. And that's how the internet could come fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a super interesting story. You know,
the internet is undefeated.
But that's what makes the doc great. You know, like I just did and also when you're making a doc, you got to realize that the doc could change in a moment's notice. You think you go to a doc chasing one story, and then one person says one thing, and your whole story just shifts. I just did a pilot episode. I just directed a pilot episode for a sports doc about highlight.
Okay.
All right, which I'm pretty excited about because it's highlight. It's Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami, yeah.
So, and we're watching the playoffs and the championship, and we're filming it. And we had our 6 players that we knew were the key study cases. Mm-hmm. One of the guys got hurt. And this big, overweight, like out-of-shape guy comes in. And you're like, fuck. Okay, cool. And the guy's a total stud. Like, he just steals the show. He's like the MVP of the whole thing. Well, guess what? I got to like now pivot the whole storyline of my doc because now the doc has now become like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
And how does this guy get here? Because he was a backup player and he comes in like Tom Brady and becomes like the greatest of all time in this moment. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to pivot like that real quick.
That's okay. So how do you know when a doc ends? That's something when I'm watching docs, I like to consume docs too. So like I'll watch a doc or two, but then I always have like that lingering feeling at the end where it's like, I don't have, sometimes there is closure, but a lot of the times it's not closure. A lot of the time it's just like vague emptiness, like, and they'll put like words up on the screen and that's it. It's like, Que Bola película.
Well, that's why true crime docs are so great because usually the guy's gotten caught.
Yes.
There's a definitive ending and you're just really figuring out how he got caught. You know what I'm
but
saying?
you as a filmmaker, when you're in the sauce, right? You're trying to not get lost in the sauce, but you in the sauce. How do you know?
You have a beat sheet. You have an arc beat sheet. So everything goes in a 3-act structure. You know, it's who, what, where, why, and how. Like, who is this person? What do they do? How do they do it? Where are they? And why do I care about them?
So even if there's no like definitive closure, you know, okay, I hit these marks.
I have there's a story in here somewhere. It's kind of like doing an interview. You know, and then if you can get enough people to comment on the doc, that's why there's always so many people in a doc, because documentaries are different. It's not like you're interviewing actors. Half these guys have no camera experience. They have no camera training. They don't have any media training. They don't even know how to give an interview. So you have to guide them, you know, and kind of shift them around. Like I could ask them, hey, how you doing today? The guy's gonna go good.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but say I'm doing good. Don't say good because I can't just cut the word good in the doc. Yeah, good. Like, thanks. You know, so. But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. You got to really kind of walk away, and sometimes you don't know. You get in the editing room and the chopping block, and you're going, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to go back out, and you got to pay more money. You got a pickup day going, and reassemble the crew. And a great example of that was the Bill Cosby doc. I had read a story about that. I wasn't involved with that one, but they did the whole Bill Cosby series.
Yeah.
About Bill Cosby and his case, and right when they were about to release it, the guy got released from prison.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit. So they had to go, stop everything, go back now. And like now the whole dynamic of the story's changed because it's dated. You know, so you got to be ready to pivot. Like docs is like a real like, how quick can you pivot? Because the story will change and evolve on you in a heartbeat.
So it's always like putting out fires with a doc almost.
All day long, yeah. Everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off, dog.
Damn, that's crazy, man. I mean, that's wild. So you're well accomplished. You've gotten a VMA award, which is wild, bro. I congratulate you on that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
How do you measure success? What is it that you're like? When do you know? Damn, I did some, like the VMA for sure. You're like, damn, I did some dope shit there. You know what I'm saying? But like, what is it that you're using like as that metric? What is it?
That's a good question. I don't know yet, man. I think my daughter being proud of me.
Okay.
My daughter knowing that because I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet. But success to me is not financial. You know, I guess it is. Like, I'm like, sure, I would love to have a 20-bedroom house with a bowling alley and a movie theater in it and all this other crap. But do I really need that? Like, no. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I measure myself as successful because I wake up every morning and I decide if I want to go to work today or not. And I go to work every day. You know, and I'm working all day, night and day, to the point that it's affected relationships in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I've been able to provide sustainability and prove to my daughter that you could be whatever you want to be if you just put your mind to it. Because a kid from the street in Miami that had kind of a rough upbringing, not the worst, not the best, but a rough upbringing. You know, it's Miami life, dog.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody was shady in the 90s. So, like, being a teenager in the 90s and, you know, no real contacts outside of Miami and, you know, to be able to get to where I've gotten has been, I think, a real big testimony to me to not stop where I am yet. Because there's still things I want to do in this business. Like, you know, awards don't mean shit to me. The VMA was really special because I'm an MTV kid. But, you know, it sits in my crib and it's like, you know, there.
And that's it.
That's kind of it. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's when somebody comes up to me, it's like, yo, I saw this thing you did, and it really, like, when I get those comments of like, yo, this thing changed me or affected my life in some way, or man, I love this short film you did, I was cracking up, and that is when I get the most happy. You know.
That's what's up, bro. I mean, that's a really good answer. You really do. It's those experiences that you take away with you.
Yeah.
As I get older, you start realizing that, yeah, like the material things they're really not anything at all at the end of the day. It's those experiences and those moments of joy that you bring to other people's lives. It's something about being able to bring a moment of happiness to somebody else. That's the shit, dude.
Yeah, look, I'll give you, like, this might sound like hyper emotional or weird, but it happened to me in Peru, and it was the first time, and now I do it all the time. I was at the top of Machu Picchu with EFN, right? And we were doing the Coming Home documentary in Peru. And it was about exploring hip-hop in Peru. And then E really wanted to go to Machu Picchu, so we went up to Machu Picchu, and I'm just standing there, and I'm just looking, you know, 12,000 feet above.
Yeah, you're up in the...
You ever been to Machu Picchu?
No, I've never been up there.
It's fucking life-changing. It's incredible. But I'm standing there, and I'm looking out at all the mountains and the Andes Mountains and everything, and I just closed my eyes, I breathed in, I said, yo, I'm only here because I know how to use a camera. You know what I'm saying? And, like, thank you, God, for giving me this talent. So when I was in L.A., I'm like, I'm only here because I know how to use a camera. Thank you, God, for giving me this talent. And everywhere I go, like, I thank God for giving me the ability to follow this passion, because I've been able to go places with people that I really love that I would have never been able to afford just having a regular job or not following my dream. So at times the money's hard, at times the money's great. I'm the brokest rich guy you know, because I live the life of my dreams, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like
the brokest rich guy you know.
Yeah, dog. You know,
sounds like some rapper shit right
Straight
there.
up, dog. Like, real talk. I've been to Cuba. I've been to Haiti. I've met, like, dude, yo, you know this? I'm going to Antigua in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, to film in Antigua. I love Antigua because this hotel company I'm working with, Elite Island Resorts, they're amazing. They're great people, and they saw the talent in me, and now they're including me in their creative process, and they want me to help add value to their product in their hotel chain. So I'm going out there to shoot stuff for their hotel. But I get to go to Antigua, like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, money's cool, dog. It's great, but, like, money comes and goes, bro. But, like, I took my girl to Antigua, like, a month ago, and she was just like, yo, babe, this place is amazing. She fell in love with Antigua.
Yeah.
That is cool. You know,
One of my good friends is one of the biggest DJs in Antigua. My boy DJ Quicks. Shout out DJ Quicks. Yeah, he talks to me about it all the time. He's like,
Antigua's amazing, bro.
We went to college together.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm in Miami, and he's in Miami, and he left back to Antigua. Yeah. I'm like, yo, you leaving Miami to go back to Antigua after college? He's like, yeah, bro, I don't want to live anywhere else except Antigua. Bro. That place the tits, and I'm like, I get
It's
it
like
now.
fucking paradise, dog.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I mean, it's really dope. You know, one of the coolest stories I think, and I just want to share this music video wise. It just popped in my head. I don't know why. I was in Brooklyn shooting Busta Rhymes and Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh wow.
Right, and they remade Poison.
Yeah.
On Busta's like 2 albums ago.
BBD,
Busta,
yeah.
So he brings out Belle Biv DeVoe for the video.
Yeah.
Busta was late that day, so the first shot is doing the chorus, and it's the exact chorus.
Oh yeah, BBD. Yeah.
It's driving
Yeah.
me. So first shot, I would say hi to Michael Bivins, say hi to Ronnie, all Ricky, all of them, right? And all of a sudden, Ricky walks out and he starts just singing it. And I remember Paris, I love Paris, my cinematographer, one of my cinematographers, old school hip hop head, used to be a DJ too. And we're filming, and we have all these lights, we have all this crew, and he just looked back at me and was like, yo, what the fuck is happening? Because Belle Biv DeVoe is singing Poison right in front of us, and we're like kids now. We're like, whoa.
This was the song of my childhood.
Yeah, bro. You know how much
middle school.
Yeah, bro. Like
I was macking it to the honeys to this.
Yeah, dog. Shout out to Mike Bivins. He came cool, a good friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm cool with Mike Bivins.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, those opportunities. It's good. You know what? What I'm hearing there a lot is gratitude, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you really have to incorporate gratitude into your daily aspect, right? Your daily grind. I feel like that's something that I've done a lot. Like we have like similar upbringings, right? You grew up in Kendall, I grew up in Goulds. Yeah. So like we both grew up poor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah, Kendall wasn't what it is now.
Yeah, no, I remember Kendall.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Neither was Goulds.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So it was like those like having the opportunities that you gain through like basically like powers outside of yourself, because all you could do is prepare yourself, but you can't really control all the other aspects that lead you in certain directions. Like you got to be appreciative of that. You got to be grateful.
You have to also really want it and attract it to yourself, because, bro, let me tell you, I've been the burger flipper at McDonald's. I've been the bag boy at Publix. I met
grind included.
Yeah. Like it's not like, I was just doing this and I just at 18 was making money doing it. No, bro. Like I was losing money and working a job just to be able to do this. I worked at Kinko's, so the graveyard shift when nobody was watching, I was making mixtape covers on the copy machine, and that's where I met EFN by coincidence, because EFN was making mixtape covers at Kinko's. That's how we met.
That's funny.
Yeah,
bro.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Which Kinko's?
137. It's a FedEx now. 137th and Kendall.
Damn. Okay.
So right by the Miami Subs.
Yeah.
So so I was working at Kinko's. I was a pizza delivery driver. But you name it. I've been a waiter.
Mad grind.
Yeah, I was a waiter, dog. Like when EFN did his first Rap City BET performance, it was the weekend before 9/11.
Okay.
So we flew to New York. And we flew back September 10th, if you want to mind fuck.
Yeah.
Like Monday morning,
That's wild.
we come out of New York, wake up next morning, and the whole world just ends in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to fly back because I had to cover a shift at
next day
at Houston's. I was a waiter, so I couldn't.
I mean, that's a good gig as a waiter too.
Yeah, Houston's was great.
Yeah, you're making cake there.
Yeah, I mean, when I was opening up for KRS-One, I drove to Orlando, opened up for KRS-One, and didn't sleep and drove back because I was working at AT&T and I couldn't call out of work because I didn't have the days off. So I had to drive up after my shift, get to Orlando, do my show, make a U-turn, drive back, sleep 3 hours, and go back to work.
Yeah.
That's the game, dog. That's the real hustle, dog.
That's the grind right there. Yeah. And you really, what powers you through those moments is loving it and knowing that you have that opportunity. I mean, have the opportunity to open for KRS, that's wild, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody who grows up watching KRS like on the TV screen.
That was like in 2003 or, 2000 or whatever. So, like, that's a long time ago. But that's when KRS-One was KRS.
Yeah. He was still popping.
That's Step Into My World KRS.
Yeah.
So that was a big moment for me, Growing up, listening, my favorite group growing up was Public Enemy. I loved Public Enemy and I loved Guns N' Roses. Those were my two groups, right?
Okay.
And Public Enemy came down for the Fear of a Black Planet 20-year anniversary or 30th anniversary. I was the opening act.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, so it's like it's just everything comes full circle, but you gotta want it, bro. And this game will test you.
Yeah,
and it tests me to this day at 47, all day long. Like I'm sitting there and I'm going. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, God, like if I haven't worked in a month, I start losing my shit. So that's where I really adapted to screenwriting because I have to have a creative outlet. So I screenwrite a lot now.
That's good.
But like there's moments where you're just like, yo, bro, like what am I doing with myself? Like,
no, but you're developing another skill set.
Yeah,
which is those. the people that I've learned, that I've met, that are successful are those type of people that like they're continuously developing new skill sets even when they're accomplished. Like they don't sit on their laurels. They're like, oh, I've done this. I got a VMA. I'm a massive music filmmaker, et cetera, et cetera. Like I've gotten these awards, et cetera. It's like, no, you got to keep wanting it and you got to keep grinding in it. You know
my worst fear is?
What?
The 20-year-old kid that I was that's out there right now that wants my fucking job. You know,
to outgrind you.
Yeah, to outgrind me, and he's out there. So,
for sure.
But you know what? He's not gonna outrun me on a treadmill.
I don't know. I don't know if he's out there because these Gen X kids, these Gen Z kids nowadays is a whole nother
All
story.
I'm gonna tell all you kids, if you want my spot, you're gonna have to work your ass off. Because let me tell you, you'll never outrun me on a treadmill, dog. Like, let's go.
Let's go. That's funny, man. Like I had EFN on the podcast as well. He's a podcast alum, and he was telling me more or less the same story. Like you guys was really like fucking in it when there was like no love. I do remember you guys had the store out in like 137 in Kendall.
Oh yeah, that was one of my jobs too.
Miller, yeah.
But I was working for free, thanks, E.
I went in that store one time and bought. You guys were selling this shirt that said Color Ridge on it.
Yeah.
That was like baseball style.
Yeah. I
walked in there, bought that junk. I saw that one time. I was like, man, I need that shirt, bro. I was the only one in the hood rocking that, bro. Color Ridge, bro.
Yeah.
Damn,
no,
that's
we used
what's
to.
up.
I mean, we used to do everything, bro. We would go back in my rap career. And I really want to get my music on the radio. I would show up at the radio station with a CD and sit in the. I'm the reason they have a gate, dog. I would just sit in the station.
Yeah.
In the parking lot. I couldn't get up. I couldn't get by security.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the mixed DJs to come downstairs.
Like, yo, get this.
Yeah, get this on. And then if they wouldn't play it, I'd just show up at the live broadcast of the club, and stand in the BJ booth till they played it on there. I knew they were on the air.
Yeah.
Like whatever I had to do, we were just gonna do it. Like there was nothing stopping us, and you have to have, as a filmmaker, as a painter, as a muralist, as a photographer,
Creative.
whatever creative you are, you have to have such a displacement of reality that you are going to make it regardless of everybody telling you you're not.
Damn, bro, that's a crazy ass fact right there. A displacement of reality. I mean, yeah, because if you do succumb to reality, you start with the negative thinking, like, yeah, this will never happen, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but why not? It happened for somebody else, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, why can't it be you, dog? If you put in the work and you put in the reps and you just develop the relationships, you got to be a people person too, though.
Yeah,
you can't be a fucking dick.
No, but you also have to develop that. Like, that's a skill set that you have to go out and work on. And I feel like that's something that the Gen Zers is hard pressed for them to do that. Like, that's something that I want to teach them. I don't know how to teach them, but like, I want them to go into the IRL world and really know how to like communicate back and forth and not get triggered by certain things and not be like, because if you isolate yourself too much and you're in your own little bubble, then it's hard for you to understand other people's perspectives. Also, being in your own little bubble, the world moves too fast for it. There's a lot of bubbles, dog. Why do I have to stop at yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm a fucking phone call guy. Yeah. Like, straight up, I am a phone call guy. I could text you. We was texting this week, right? But you notice when I got here, I was like, I'm not going to text this guy. Yeah. Like, my daughter would have texted you. Yes. Like, where do I park? You know what I'm saying? Yes. I'm calling you. Yes. And if I really want to talk to you, like me and Bus, like, Bus will hit me. I'm calling Bus. Yeah. I'll call. I'm annoying. Yeah. You know, but it's fine because everything gets misconstrued in text. And I could develop a way better relationship with you by just talking to you. And you can hear the sincerity in my voice. I can hear the sincerity of yours. I can hear the tonality of your voice. I know if I caught you on a bad day, I'll apologize. Cool, I'll call you later, whatever. But I'm trying to get you on the phone. I don't want to talk. Yo, during COVID, during lockdown, I was like, yo, this is going to be a big, because, you know, I live in Miami. Yeah. So all the record labels are in New York or LA. It's not like I could just go knock on a door and check on somebody. Yeah. And the phone calls are going to get boring after a while. Like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sitting here. You know, yeah, sitting here drinking. Yeah, having a beer, drinking a brew, watching the game. You know, so I knew that a lot of these commissioners played Call of Duty. Yeah. I'm not a big video game guy. Guess what I did? Got my Xbox out, dusted it off, bought Call of Duty, and created a record label Call of Duty group chat so we could all talk. But you know what it did? It kept me in the loop and kept my relationship organically with these guys because I do care about them. Yeah. They're my friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you're doing something else that's also entertaining you. Yeah, so now it's like, all right, cool. Like, a lot of these deals don't get cut in the office, bro. Yeah. You know, they get cut at the bar. They get cut at the golf course, on the restaurant.
but I'm not in the city that they're playing golf or in the restaurant. So how do I get that experience? You know, so every now and then I'll just go to LA for a week and I'll just go, hey man, what are you doing? Let's go grab lunch.
Yeah.
You know, boom, let's go do that. Let's go do this. Those are the things that really work. Like when I have a movie that we're currently shopping right now, and I can't say too much about it. But 3 years ago, Angus Cloud from Euphoria attached to it. You know,
Damn,
when I
that's
heard that
wild.
he was interested in the movie, he was like, "Do you want to schedule a Zoom?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just gonna go to Santa Monica and I'm gonna meet him."
Yeah.
You know, so I flew to Santa Monica, took him to lunch, sat down, and me and Angus Cloud are now sitting down and we're talking about the film. I wanted to develop that relationship with Angus because if I'm going to direct him and live in a movie with him for a month and a half, like I got to make sure who I'm getting in bed with. He's got to make sure he likes me. I got to make sure I like him. It's a real relationship that has to form there. Because, movies, you're on set 12, 14 hours a day, dog. So it's like you really get to know people. You know, you're with them sometimes more than your own family.
Yeah, and you could bump heads too.
Big time,
You gotta
real
know
fast.
how that person reacts in those situations or how they might react.
Yeah. And Angus was an amazing human being. Then the writer strike happened. The writer strike happened. The actor strike happened. No movies were getting made. You can't finance during a strike. And then unfortunately he passed.
Damn.
He passed away. So and the role is so specific to someone like him that I think we're on the verge of finding the right guy now. We almost found him again.
Damn, bro. I mean, yeah, man. It's dope that that you keep pushing forward, even though you've gotten that, you've been able to get those successes, and you know those you have those different tools at your disposal that you've been able to craft. Like you know how to do that behind the scenes business that a lot of people who are just solely focused on videography or editing or something like that, they don't know how to hone those skill sets and they don't know how to tap into and build a business around it, because you really got to have that entire infrastructure outside of just, I know how to do lighting and I know how to color correct. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's interesting. Having the talent is one thing, which is great. Now, what can I do with this talent that furthers your product? Because everybody's trying to sell something. This is America, dog. Everything's for sale. So how can I further and create commerce out of this? You know, what makes... I wrote a script. Okay, great, cool. Why do people want to see it? You know what I'm saying? Star Wars is amazing. Why? Star Wars is $1 billion franchise because of the toys.
Yeah.
You know? Horror always makes money because people love horror. They buy the movies. They want to buy the costumes. You know, they go for the thrill ride. They want to dress like Freddy or Jason. You know, they or now whatever the new one is. You know, they're always.
So you have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, you have to think now strategically. When I'm pitching this, sure, there's the overarching. This film means a lot to me because I really want to tell this story. But how do I convince a guy on the other end that doesn't care?
He just wants ROI.
He wants his ROI, that this is going to make him money.
Yeah.
That's an art form in itself.
That is an art form, dog.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what is it that are you working on now? What is it that you're driving the most energy into right now?
My features, my features. And I just wrote the pilot of a TV show that we're working on. Couple feature films that I'm trying to get off the ground. Primarily this one specific horror movie that's amazing that I'm not going to talk about here, but it's incredible.
Okay.
And then obviously going to Antigua in the very near future to work on their Halloween project. So
okay.
Yeah. So.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I would love to. I want to see your feature films out there winning prizes, my dog. I love that because
I just want to see him out there. Everything else will come after that.
I just want to see him out there. I feel you on that one, dog.
Yeah. But I appreciate it, but I just want to see him out. You know what I'm saying?
It's so hard for
Everything
it to
else,
get out.
Yo, it's super hard to get a movie made. It's even harder to make a good movie.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's way harder to win the Oscar.
Yeah,
so it's almost next to impossible. So yo, bro, just get my movie out. That's a win, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing. There's wins and the fails, bro. The small wins shouldn't be overlooked. Any of you guys that are coming out, the small wins shouldn't be looked. If you got in the room with a record label, a film company, if somebody read your script, do you know what it is to have somebody sit there and read a 125-page document today?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a small win. And for them to give you feedback, as an artist, you have two options. I could be a dick and be like, fuck this guy, I hate his feedback. Or you could be like, well, let me think about that for a second.
Yeah.
And because if he gives you the feedback, he's opening a conversation for you. You know, that you could talk to him and maybe sway him your way. Maybe he's right. Maybe you try it. But you're developing a relationship. So even the no's could be a potential yes in the future if you play it correctly.
Yeah, that's a major key right there. Because, you got to look at the little L, the little W's within the L that could catalyze you to the next big ass W. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
I mean, Jay-Z said it best. You only got to be right once, bro.
That is true, dude. That is true. That is true. So, Mike, can you please leave the audience off with your handles where they could follow? Do you have a site? Where's it? Everything that all your content resides on? YouTube. Where can they follow?
Garcia's World is on Instagram. I'm terrible at this, but Garcia's World on Instagram and Threads, obviously. I don't have a Facebook. I have a TikTok that I never use because I'm old. And
How about YouTube?
YouTube, I think it's Garcia's World Network. Or it's Garcia's World, one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not big on YouTube? You're not?
Yeah, no, I
okay.
upload all the time, but I suck at like remembering all this shit.
Oh, okay.
That's how insignificant it is to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, come on, YouTube is huge, bro.
No.
Mr. Beast.
Hold on. You know what? Hold up a second.
Hold up.
Hold up. Let me open my YouTube
We
real
the
quick.
boys.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on. It is my YouTube. No, I better get a subscriber. Yes, Garcia's World Network.
Okay,
yeah, for sure.
Garcia's World Network.
Yeah, could be somebody had Garcia's World.
They did?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't get it.
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot of Garcias out there, bro. We're
Yeah.
repping Latinos, repping worldwide, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact that you coming out of South Florida and it's not the easiest place to get these kind of wins from. You know, if you're New York, LA, obviously the journey's way easier for you. Everything's in your backyard, and you're doing it coming out of Miami, which gives a lot of up and coming filmmakers they get an opportunity to see that it could be done out of South Florida, and South Florida has enough for you to thrive. I feel like South Florida is a beautiful place to film first and foremost half the time. You know what I'm saying?
Only thing that holds us back is the weather.
But like golden hour in Miami,
it's like no other place.
Like
it,
no other
bro.
place, bro.
Yeah, there's no other
Believe
place.
me, I know golden hour. I've seen it in other places, but in Miami, you just like, damn, this is gorgeous.
I always tell people Miami's the perfect mixture as if New York and LA had a baby. Because we have the landscape of LA, you know, with the beautiful buildings and the palm trees, but we move at the speed of New York.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, while New York's walking, we're driving, but you can take 5 meetings in Miami really quick in a day. You can't do that in LA, at least too spread out.
Yeah.
There's no place. Miami's an ecosystem like no other ecosystem too. So a lot of people from out of town don't understand it. So a lot of filmmakers come here and they kind of get it wrong and they think, oh, Miami Beach is Miami, and the world thinks that too. So in a weird way, they're not getting it wrong because that's what the world wants to see. My vision is to hopefully in my films be able to showcase Miami for what it actually is, which is way more diverse than just the beach.
Everything, bro, from Hialeah down to freaking Florida City, you know, out to the beaches. It's Miami's I love the microcosm of South Florida, man. And you guys your filmmaking here is I applaud you, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast, my dog. I highly appreciate it. So Garcia's World, Michael Garcia, you want to check out any of his work, any of his content is on there, and Garcia's World Network.
Correct, on YouTube.
On YouTube. Michael Garcia. And to everybody out there listening to the podcast, thank you so much for tuning in once again. If you like this, please share it with your friends. And if you hate this, share it with your enemies. But just share this motherfucker. All right? Hasta la próxima. We out. Peace.
Later.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Que Bola podcast. We hope you enjoyed our chat with Michael Garcia and gained some kind of value, you know, some kind of insights that you could apply in the real world and the world of filmmaking or any creative endeavor. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review, and be sure to catch our next episode where we continue to explore the stories and experiences of creative minds. Until the next time, que te crezca. I love y'all. Peace.